How's it going, everybody? I'm Andrew Robson, and you are watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. On today's episode, we are going to trim back this rough bark Japanese maple. And we're going to do it while it's in fall color, but before it starts bleeding. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. All right, so I am here with this rough bark Japanese maple. This is a Nishikigawa variety. And one of the reasons that I love Nishikigawa as opposed to Arakawa is that Nishikigawa will bark up about 10 times faster than Arakawa will. So if you are impatient or you feel like you're lacking time or you just simply want to expedite the process, choosing Nishikigawa over Arakawa will give you a Japanese variety that will make bark much faster than your typical Arakawa selection that we use for Japanese maple rough bark bonsai. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scissors and I'm going to prune this tree back while it's in fall color. Now I'm basically just going to take my scissors, prune back the extension to the first pair. I want to be able to appreciate this tree, display this tree while it's in fall color. And so because of that reason, we're going to be a little bit conservative in our cutting. Then once the leaves come off and after we get a chance to display it, to take some photos of it, that's when I might go further in some of my pruning. I might be a little bit bolder, but for today, we're just going to be cutting back to the roughly the first pair of leaves, unless it's an extension that I might want to wire. But cutting back to the first pair of leaves so that we can do this now before it starts bleeding. On a Japanese maple bonsai, you will have about 10 days to prune it back before it starts bleeding after the leaves drop off. So the leaves haven't started dropping off. They're still a little bit snug, but they have just kind of shifted to almost peak autumn color. So it's a great time to come in with a pair of scissors to trim it back to silhouette so that we can appreciate this tree in its color before we go ahead and do the pruning. So enjoy our quick pruning job. So now we have this tree all trimmed back, and now we can put it in the tokonoma and enjoy this absolutely stunning color for a few days. Now you might be asking, why did we let it get so bushy in the first place? Why weren't we pinching this tree? Well, this is still a bonsai that is being created. It's in progress. And I find with Japanese maples, you know, if you don't let them in the intermediate stage really put out extensions and kind of get all that energy that this tree has, if you don't let it express that energy, then you can get a lot of problems with creating bulges where multiple branches come out. They can really blow out of places where they already have branches and buds. And so here at RAKUYO, what we do is we let the Japanese maple kind of extend freely during the growing season, if it's kind of a tree like this where we have a trunk but we're trying to build those primary and secondary branches on the bonsai. And then that also helps really thicken the branches up, and the weight of the branches actually helps kind of bend them down a little bit too. So I find here that we get a lot of good things when we kind of let trees at this stage of development really kind of express the energy. It's like a kid in school, you know, if you take a young kid and you don't give him recess and you don't let him get all that energy out, he has a really hard time focusing throughout the day. So it's a little bit like that. We need to let them express the energy, let all that energy kind of get out of the tree. And I find by doing that, you don't create problems on the branching later. So that's something that we do here at RAKUYO. We love Japanese maples here. It was my first love as a plant person. My earliest memory of a plant is playing under Japanese maples at Crabapple Cove Nursery in St. Louis while my dad was shopping when I was in kindergarten. And so it's a really, really special type of tree for me. We have probably more Japanese maples here at RAKUYO than any other species, and it's just a tree that I love. So now that we have this tree kind of pruned back to silhouette, what we're going to do is we're going to throw it in the tokonoma, and we're going to sit back, enjoy it, and maybe contemplate how we can make this tree even better down the road. So here we have it. This Japanese maple is on display here in our tokonoma. I love these two accessories that we have with this tree. On the scroll behind me, we have Mount Fuji, which is the main mountain where these trees come from. And Mount Fuji has snow on it. So seasonally, this time of year, snow is just coming back to the mountains. So it's nice to see a mountain with some snow on it now that we're coming out of summer, going into fall, starting to appreciate the change of the season. And, I have this nice pagoda with me as well. This is something that I use with Japanese maples a lot just because it reminds me of all of the beautiful Japanese maples that are planted outside temples like this in historic gardens in Japan. So it's just a nice way to celebrate the origin of where these beautiful plants come from that we can now appreciate all over the world. So thanks for tuning in. You've been watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. If you want to learn how to create, maintain, and display beautiful trees like this rough bark Japanese maple, our 2025 intensive classes are now enrolling. We are about 1/3 to half sold out for next year. So send me an email if you would like to sign up for any classes. We would love to have you study here at RAKUYO. Like I said, our goal is to create, maintain, and display outstanding deciduous bonsai, and we'd love to have you along for that journey. So thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time.